So what is the largest compositional structure of improvisation? And in fact, I've been very not naughty, but I've been very cruel, mean maybe. I've given a lot of that control to you. I've not given clear timings for things, and timing is truly one of the greatest frames through which we improvise. So when we decide to start and stop, exactly as I was sort of asking a while ago, when does an improvisation begin? You know, how do we do that? And usually it's because we say now it starts. And this is also sort of the ongoing question of when does a dance start then? If dance can be improvised, if it doesn't have to be choreographed all the time, completely set, then when does it begin? So for this, I'd like you to create a dance that lasts exactly 1 minute. And that's it. Simple as that. So set a timer and start when the timer starts, and end after 1 minute. So I want you to begin immediately and end without preparing an end. So we are really confined by this short form timing frame, because as we know, if you dance for an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, you know, as long as you want, we develop a new narrative and new stories. Like it becomes an arc that we conceptualize as one thing, and everything that happens through it relate, and we can find ourselves, after we've got bored, after 10 minutes, after 3 hours, we find ourselves going into some sort of other spaces that we didn't expect, and we find interest like re-emerge, and it creates a new narrative and stuff. So just like that, let's create an extremely short time frame, and start immediately with a 1 minute timer, and then end without preparing. So you should be back quite briefly. That shouldn't have taken too long. Now I'd like you to repeat the 1 minute dance 3 times and notice what stays and what changes. So go back and set the timer again and do the same dance, or do another improvisation within that frame, and see how you escape and what remains. And do it 3 times, but if possible, do it more times. But do it at least 3 more times. That's what I want to say. And notice what stays and what changes. So let's do that, and then we'll finish up. Great. So hopefully you have explored the temporal framing of 1 minute. And I love temporal frames. They can be so glorious. We had one earlier where we pause and then we extend the pause more and more each time. And counting which you have to do in that exercise, becomes really important, so that you can structure the duration of movements and things. So the timing and creating time frames is really beautiful way to sort of to practice your dancing, your improvisation. In fact, it's a good challenge even when you're dancing to say you've paused, or you're doing a movement that's doing one movement, that you count and say, okay, do this for 8 more counts. Stay paused, stay still for 8 more counts. So you challenge the sort of temporal perception that you have through sort of counting or musical measures or timing measures, like the what did we use? A timer to sort of orchestrate that. And just to mention, since we've been working with 1 minute these today in this recording, there's a fantastic artist, Irwin Rome, I think is how you pronounce their name. And they create these 1 minute sculptures where they invite the audience in the exhibition to perform a sort of task like holding bottles against a wall between them and their body for 1 minute, and they hold that, and so they become a sculpture for 1 minute, and then it disappears. And there's something really beautiful in that, so I'll link that in the description, and you can have a look. However, so to finish, I'd like to just ask a few questions. So how does time change your decisions? What gets prioritized when time is so short, like it is in these 1 minute? When does improvisation start to feel composed because of time, or not, or other reasons maybe? But how does time change your decisions? What gets prioritized when time is scarce? What does improvisation start to feel? When does improvisation start to feel composed? So perhaps you can write some short answers to these 3 questions.